What kind of mother abandons her 2-year-old daughter for a romantic getaway? She trusted him completely when he promised the most expensive honeymoon of her dreams. She believed every lie he told about the exclusive resort that wouldn't allow children. She packed her bags, kissed her toddler goodbye, and flew away with the man she thought would give her the perfect life. But this wasn't just any honeymoon. This was an elaborate trap designed by a master manipulator who had done this before. By day 3, one phone call would expose his devastating secret and put both mother and child in mortal danger. Have you ever loved someone so much that you ignored every red flag screaming at you to run? Welcome to True Crime Journal HQ. Thanks to all our viewers and subscribers for your support. Stay with us for daily update on the most shocking true crime stories. Don't forget to subscribe. Isabella Valdez was born in the dusty streets of Laredo, Texas, where dreams felt as distant as the horizon. Her parents, Maria and Carlos, had crossed the border with nothing but hope and calloused hands ready to work. They cleaned office buildings at night and picked fruit during harvest season. Also, Isabella could have the American dream they never got. Isabella was brilliant, straight A's, honor roll, the works. While other kids played, she studied by candlelight when the electricity got cut off. Her parents sacrificed everything for her education, eating beans and rice so she could have school supplies. "Mija, education is the only thing nobody can take from you," her mother would whisper while braiding Isabella's hair each morning. At 17, Isabella fell hard for Diego Martinez, the star quarterback who promised her the world. They planned to attend college together, get married, build a life. But Diego had other plans. The night before graduation, he shattered her heart with 8 brutal words. "I'm going to Stanford. You're not coming with me." That betrayal planted the first seed of desperation in Isabella's heart, a need to prove she was worthy of love no matter the cost. 3 months into nursing school, Isabella met Jake Thompson at a campus party. He was charming, older, and made her feel special again after Diego's abandonment. When Isabella discovered she was pregnant at 19, Jake vanished faster than morning mist. No goodbye, no explanation, just gone. Isabella faced an impossible choice: drop out of nursing school or raise a baby alone while studying. She chose both. Working nights at a diner, weekends at a grocery store, Isabella pushed through exhaustion and morning sickness to attend classes. Her parents helped when they could, but their own financial struggles limited their support. When Luna was born, everything changed. Those tiny fingers wrapped around Isabella's heart so tight she could barely breathe. Luna became her universe. Every sacrifice, every sleepless night, every missed meal was worth it for that perfect little girl who looked at her like she hung the moon. But being a single mom in college was brutal. While classmates partied, Isabella studied with Luna sleeping on her lap. While others dated, Isabella changed diapers between lectures. The isolation was crushing, but Luna's smile made every hardship bearable. By age 26, Isabella had her LPN degree and a decent job at Phoenix General Hospital. But the math never worked. Rent, daycare, groceries, student loans. Every month felt like drowning in slow motion. Luna deserved better than thrift store clothes and generic cereal. The loneliness hit hardest at night. Isabella would watch other families at the park, couples holding hands, fathers pushing daughters on swings. She ached for a partner who would love both her and Luna unconditionally, someone who would help carry the crushing weight of single parenthood. Isabella tried dating apps, but men disappeared when they learned about Luna. 3 relationships ended the same way, guys who seemed interested until they met her daughter. Each rejection reinforced the toxic belief that she had to choose between love and motherhood. By early 2019, Isabella was desperate for financial stability, desperate for companionship, desperate to give Luna a father figure. That desperation made her vulnerable to predators who specialized in broken women seeking rescue. Have you ever felt desperate for love? What would you sacrifice for a better life? This story could easily be your sister's, your friend's, or yours. Subscribe now so you never miss the warning signs others ignored. March 15, 2019. Isabella rushed into Starbucks on Central Avenue, already 15 minutes late for work. Luna had thrown a tantrum about daycare, and Isabella's uniform was stained with oatmeal. She needed caffeine desperately. That's when Gabriel Sterling made his move. "Rough morning?" he asked with a perfect smile, holding the door open as she juggled her purse, keys and phone. "Let me buy your coffee. You look like you could use some kindness." What Isabella didn't know was that Gabriel had been watching her for weeks. He'd studied her routine, learned her schedule, discovered her vulnerabilities. This wasn't a chance encounter. It was a carefully planned ambush. Gabriel was everything Isabella had dreamed of, tall, well-dressed, with genuine concern in his eyes. He listened as she vented about single motherhood, nodding sympathetically at all the right moments. When she mentioned Luna, his face lit up. "I've always wanted to be a father," he said softly. "Kids are such a blessing. Your daughter is lucky to have such a devoted mum." Isabella's heart melted. Finally, a man who didn't run when she mentioned her child. Within days, Gabriel was showering them with attention. Expensive toys for Luna, designer flowers for Isabella, romantic dinners at restaurants she'd only dreamed of entering. He claimed to work in investment consulting, traveling frequently but always making time for them. "You deserve to be treated like a queen," Gabriel whispered during their third date. "Both of you deserve the world." The love bombing was intoxicating. Isabella felt cherished for the first time in years. Gabriel remembered every detail she shared, complimented her constantly, and made grand gestures that felt like fairy tale magic. But red flags were already waving. Gabriel never gave straight answers about his work. His phone was always face down, password protected. He had no social media presence, claiming he valued privacy. When Isabella suggested meeting his family, he grew distant, saying they were complicated people who wouldn't understand their love. Isabella's sister, Catalina, voiced concerns. "Something feels off about this guy, Bella. He's too perfect, too smooth. Real love doesn't happen this fast." But Isabella was drowning in Gabriel's attention. After years of rejection and struggle, his devotion felt like salvation. She silenced her doubts, ignored her sister's warnings, and surrendered completely to the fantasy he was weaving. 3 months later, Gabriel proposed with a stunning diamond ring during a candle-lit dinner. "Marry me, Isabella. Let me take care of you and Luna forever. We can have the perfect family you've always wanted." Isabella said yes without hesitation. The wedding was scheduled for 2 weeks later. Gabriel insisted they couldn't wait any longer to start their new life together. But Gabriel had a secret that would destroy everything. Have you ever met someone who seemed too good to be true? If you think you could spot a predator, think again. This channel exposes the darkness behind fake love. Subscribe now. Or risk being fooled too. Still don't believe you need to subscribe? Leave your reason in the comments below. We want to know who's feeling that confident. Gabriel's campaign to isolate Isabella began the week after their engagement. He started small, planting seeds of doubt about the people closest to her. "Your sister seems jealous of our happiness," Gabriel mentioned casually after Catalina questioned his rushed proposal timeline. "Did you notice how she rolled her eyes when I mentioned our wedding plans? Some people can't stand seeing others succeed." Isabella defended Catalina initially, but Gabriel was persistent. He'd recall conversations differently, claiming Catalina had said hurtful things about Isabella's parenting or financial situation. "I didn't want to tell you this, but she told me you'd never find a real man willing to raise another man's child." The lies were poison, slowly corroding Isabella's most important relationship. When Catalina tried to voice more concerns about Gabriel's behavior, Isabella shut her down. "You're just upset that I found someone who actually loves me and Luna." Gabriel systematically eliminated Isabella's other connections too. Her best friend from work was obviously trying to sabotage their relationship because she was lonely. Her study group from nursing school was holding her back from her true potential. Even Isabella's parents became targets. Gabriel claimed they didn't appreciate how much he was doing for their daughter. Meanwhile, Gabriel created financial dependency by insisting Isabella quit her second job. "Let me take care of you," he said, paying her rent and buying groceries. "You work too hard. Focus on Luna and planning our wedding." Isabella felt grateful, but she was actually becoming trapped. losing her independence piece by piece. 2 weeks before their wedding, Gabriel announced his surprise, a dream honeymoon to the Maldives. "I've booked us at the most exclusive resort in the world," Gabriel beamed, showing Isabella gorgeous photos on his laptop. "White sand beaches, overwater bungalows, couples massages, everything you've ever dreamed of." Isabella's heart soared until Gabriel dropped the catch. "There's just one tiny detail. It's an adults-only resort. They have strict policies about children. Luna can't come." Isabella's stomach dropped. 2 weeks? Gabriel? I've never left Luna for more than 8 hours. She's only 2 years old. Gabriel's expression darkened. "Are you saying you don't want to go? After everything I've done for us, you'd rather stay home with a toddler than celebrate our marriage?" The emotional manipulation was brutal. Gabriel accused Isabella of not loving him enough, of prioritizing Luna over their relationship. "If you can't trust me to arrange childcare for our honeymoon, maybe we're not ready for marriage." When Isabella tried to suggest alternatives, Gabriel threatened to cancel the wedding entirely. "Fine, maybe your sister was right about you. Maybe you'll never put our relationship first." That's when Gabriel introduced Patricia, allegedly a professional nanny with excellent references. "She's watched children for celebrities," Gabriel claimed. "Luna will be in perfect hands. This is our chance to start fresh as husband and wife." Worn down by Gabriel's pressure and desperate not to lose him, Isabella reluctantly agreed. Luna's behavior around Gabriel should have been Isabella's biggest red flag. The normally social toddler would hide behind Isabella's legs whenever Gabriel entered the room. During his visits, Luna became unusually quiet and clingy. "She's just adjusting," Gabriel explained when Isabella noticed. "Kids need time to warm up to new father figures." But Luna's reactions were consistent and troubling. She'd cry when Gabriel tried to hold her and refuse to eat when he was around. One afternoon, Isabella found Luna hiding in her closet after Gabriel had been babysitting for just an hour. Gabriel's stories also stopped adding up. He claimed to travel for work, but never had hotel receipts or boarding passes. His office phone number went straight to voicemail. When Isabella surprised him with lunch at his supposed workplace, he claimed to be in meetings all day. Isabella's gut screamed that something was wrong, but she silenced every instinct. She was too invested, too desperate for the fairy tale to end. Each doubt was rationalized away, each red flag ignored. The night before their honeymoon departure, Isabella lay awake staring at Luna's sleeping face, tears streaming down her cheeks. Her heart was breaking, but she convinced herself it was just separation anxiety. What would you do if someone asked you to leave your child? Too many victims ignore their instincts until it's too late. Don't be one of them. Subscribe now if you believe intuition can save lives. Isabella's heart sank the moment their taxi pulled up to the Desert Rose Motel in Barstow, California. This wasn't the Maldives. This wasn't even close to what Gabriel had promised. "There's been a mix-up with our flights," Gabriel explained hurriedly, avoiding her eyes. "The resort had to reschedule us. We'll fly out tomorrow, I promise." But there was no luggage for an international trip. No boarding passes, no confirmation emails. Isabella's hands trembled as reality crashed down around her. The motel room reeked of cigarettes and bleach, paint peeled from the walls, and the carpet was stained with substances Isabella didn't want to identify. This was supposed to be their dream honeymoon, but it felt more like a nightmare. Gabriel's behavior shifted dramatically once they were alone. The charming mask slipped away, revealing something cold and calculating underneath. He paced the small room like a caged animal, constantly checking his phone and muttering under his breath. "Why are you acting so weird?" Isabella asked, fear creeping into her voice. "Shut up and let me think," Gabriel snapped, his tone sharper than she'd ever heard before. When Isabella flinched, he forced a smile back onto his face. "Sorry, baby. Work stress. Everything's fine." But nothing was fine. Gabriel kept leaving for hours at a time, claiming he was handling business calls, but returning agitated and paranoid. He'd check the locks obsessively and peer through the blinds as if expecting someone to find them. On their third night, Isabella discovered Gabriel's real wedding ring hidden in his jacket pocket. It had another woman's name engraved inside. Her blood turned to ice. Who was Vincent Crawford? And why did Gabriel have his ring? At 2:47 a.m., Isabella's phone rang. The caller ID showed Catalina's number, and her sister's voice was pure panic. "Isabella, Luna is gone, that babysitter, Patricia. She never existed. I've been calling you for hours." Isabella's world collapsed. "What do you mean she never existed?" "I got worried and went to check on Luna." "The address Gabriel gave you. It's an abandoned house. There's no Patricia, no babysitter, nothing. Luna is missing and the police think—" Gabriel snatched the phone from Isabella's hands and smashed it against the wall. His face was twisted with rage, all pretense of love vanishing completely. "You stupid woman," he snarled. "You were supposed to stay quiet and play along." "Where is my daughter?" Isabella screamed, lunging at him. "What did you do with Luna?" Gabriel backhanded her across the face, sending her crashing into the nightstand. "Your precious Luna is exactly where I need her to be, just like the other kids were." "Other kids?" Isabella's mind raced as she tasted blood in her mouth. Gabriel, or whoever he really was, had done this before. "My real name is Vincent Crawford," he continued, enjoying her terror. "I've been perfecting this for years. Find desperate single mothers, gain their trust, separate them from their children, then sell the kids to my contacts overseas. You made it so easy, Isabella, so pathetically easy." The room spun around Isabella as she realized the horrifying truth. Luna hadn't been abandoned with a babysitter. She'd been kidnapped. And Isabella had handed her over willingly, believing every lie this monster had told her. Vincent pulled out zip ties from his bag. "Now you're going to disappear too, just like the others. No one will ever find you." Isabella's maternal instincts exploded into pure survival mode. As Vincent approached with the restraints, she grabbed the heavy ceramic lamp from the nightstand and smashed it against his skull. He dropped like a stone, blood pooling beneath his head. Isabella didn't wait to see if he was breathing. She grabbed Vincent's phone and wallet, then bolted from the motel room into the desert night. Her hands shook as she dialed 911, giving the dispatcher Vincent's real name and everything she could remember. Inside Vincent's wallet, Isabella found multiple IDs with different names and photos of other women, women who looked just like her. Desperate, vulnerable, trusting. A business card fell out. Premium adoption services, with an address in Mexico. The police database revealed Vincent Crawford's true identity, a serial predator with warrants in 6 states for child trafficking, fraud, and murder. 3 other women had vanished after meeting him online. Their children were never found, but Isabella's phone call had given police Vincent's location and the adoption agency's address. Within hours, federal agents were coordinating raids across 2 countries. Could you have seen through his lies? What supernatural forces seemed at play? If this story makes your heart race, that's your survival instinct kicking in. Don't ignore it. Subscribe now, because next time the ending might not be this lucky. Still not subscribing? Be honest. Comment below why you think you'll never fall for something like this. FBI agent Rebecca Torres received Isabella's call at 3:15 a.m. and immediately mobilized a joint task force. Isabella's information about premium adoption services triggered alerts across multiple agencies. They'd been tracking this trafficking network for months without a solid lead. "We need you to come with us," Agent Torres told Isabella at the hospital where she was being treated for her injuries. "You're the only person who's seen Vincent's operation from the inside and survived." Isabella didn't hesitate. While medical staff urged her to rest, she insisted on joining the rescue operation. Her maternal fury had transformed into laser-focused determination. Nothing would stop her from getting Luna back. The adoption agency's compound in Tijuana was heavily fortified, but Isabella's intelligence proved invaluable. She guided agents through Vincent's security protocols and identified the building where children were held before transport. At 6:22 a.m., federal agents breached the compound. Isabella heard Luna's cry before she saw her, that unmistakable wail that had kept her awake so many nights during teething. Racing through the corridors, Isabella found her daughter in a room with 12 other children, all under age 5. Luna launched herself into Isabella's arms, sobbing, "Mama, Mama," over and over. Both were crying too hard to speak, holding each other like they'd never let go again. Vincent Crawford was captured attempting to flee through a tunnel system. His laptop contained detailed records of 47 children sold over 8 years, generating over $2.3 million in profits. The rescue operation saved 23 children and led to 18 arrests across 2 countries. The trauma nearly destroyed Isabella initially. Nightmares plagued her sleep, visions of Vincent's hands on Luna, of other mothers who weren't as fortunate. She couldn't eat, couldn't focus, jumped at every unexpected sound. "I handed my baby to a monster," Isabella sobbed during her first therapy session. What kind of mother does that? Dr. Patricia Williams, a specialist in trafficking trauma, helped Isabella understand that she wasn't weak. She was targeted by a professional predator who had perfected his techniques over years. "You saved your daughter's life by fighting back. That takes incredible strength." Luna showed remarkable resilience, though she needed her own therapy to process the separation. Mother and daughter attended sessions together, rebuilding their trust and communication. Luna's nightmares gradually faded, replaced by an even stronger attachment to Isabella. The Phoenix community rallied around them both. Isabella's co-workers raised money for therapy costs. Neighbors brought meals and offered childcare. Catalina moved in temporarily to provide support, and the sisters' relationship healed completely. "Vincent tried to break our family," Isabella reflected 6 months later. "Instead, he made us stronger. Luna and I know now that nothing can separate us." Vincent Crawford's trial became a landmark case in federal trafficking prosecution. Facing 47 counts of kidnapping, fraud, and human trafficking, he received 4 consecutive life sentences without parole. During the trial, 6 other mothers came forward with similar stories. 3 had lost their children permanently, Vincent's earlier victims who weren't as lucky as Isabella. Their testimony ensured Vincent would never harm another family. The case prompted legislative changes in adoption, oversight, and interstate child welfare protocols. The Luna's law requires enhanced background checks and verification systems for private adoption services. Isabella became an advocate for trafficking awareness, speaking at conferences and training law enforcement to recognize manipulation tactics. Her foundation has helped identify and prosecute 12 other trafficking rings. "I survived so I could protect other mothers," Isabella says. "Vincent counted on our silence. But we're not silent anymore." Every subscription strengthens this platform to keep stories like this in the spotlight, so predators can't hide in plain sight. Subscribe now. Don't leave others unprotected. Isabella's nightmare teaches us critical survival lessons that could save lives. First, recognize love bombing. When someone showers you with excessive attention, expensive gifts, and future promises within weeks of meeting, real love develops gradually, not instantly. Second, trust your instincts completely. When Luna hid from Gabriel and cried in his presence, she was screaming warnings that Isabella ignored. Children often sense danger before adults do. If your gut says something's wrong, it probably is. Third, maintain your support network fiercely. Vincent systematically destroyed Isabella's relationships because isolated victims are easier to control. Never let anyone convince you that people who love you are your enemies. Most importantly, financial independence is your safety net. The moment Isabella became financially dependent on Gabriel, she lost her power to leave safely. Where are you watching from? Drop your location below. Let's build a global community of awareness. Have you experienced manipulation? Share your story in the comments to help others recognize the warning signs. What would you have done differently in Isabella's situation? Subscribe now for more true crime stories that expose predators and protect families. If you watched this far and didn't subscribe, ask yourself, what are you waiting for? One click could save someone's life, or your own. If you're still not subscribing, comment below and explain why. We're listening.